In this video, we're going to outline the major reasons why you need to be scheduling your Instagram content ahead of time in 2022. And beyond that, we're actually here to help you physically do it through our latest feature, our Instagram post scheduler, which we just rolled out and we could not be more excited about. There's a full walkthrough right here if you haven't checked it out yet. But in this video, we're going to explain the why behind why you want to go and actually use our scheduler to get ahead of the game and use Instagram and socials more effectively. So let's get right into it. What's going on? It's Ben here from Flick, your destination for Instagram domination. And here we're talking all about the why behind scheduling your content ahead of time and the many, many benefits that come along with it. The first one is the most obvious one, and that is just the time-saving element. A lot of people really struggle with the concept of spending a lot of time at once because they just look at the sole amount of time instead of thinking about how much time that could save them later on. So maybe you put a few hours in right now, but it actually saves you maybe 15 minutes a day. That adds up pretty quickly. And not to mention, you're also reducing the amount of anxiety that you'll experience with trying to stay consistent, all while saving yourself time overall by being productive and proactive. And when planning ahead, you can really get into a rhythm and save yourself a ton of time. So a lot of people don't do this because they just think it's going to take so much time, like 30 minutes or an hour per post, but that just doesn't have to be the case because you can really get into a rhythm here with your process and remain consistent with your brand voice, your messaging, the content itself, the captions. You can do everything in a flow to really remain consistent and make sure you're hitting all of the core points that you're trying to with your content strategy. Plus with Flick Scheduler, we make doing all of this extremely easy to do, even if pieces of the strategy aren't here right now. So for example, even if the actual content assets haven't been created, you could go in ahead of time and format each post and then later come in and add the media. Batch performing similar tasks will help you be far more productive and time efficient, and Flick Scheduler is a fantastic way to do that at scale. So the first huge benefit for scheduling your content ahead of time is the overall time efficiency and time savings. The second huge benefit to planning ahead is the ability to create an aesthetic for your page. So when people come visit your profile, your feed at a glance is the first thing that they see. It's essentially your Instagram storefront. And how this looks will dictate how much time people spend on your page and how likely they are to follow or not. So it really does matter. So by planning ahead, you can really plan out exactly how your overall feed and page will look for anybody who is just finding you for the first time. And within Flick Scheduler, you can actually preview what your feed would look like if you were to post specific pieces of content in a specific order. So you can make sure you're getting the right feed aesthetic or overall look for your page that you're really going after to speak to your ideal follower. And there are tons of different ways to set up your feed, and there isn't one right answer to this, but by having some sort of strategy, it helps to relieve stress from you, and you can make sure you're actually bringing it to life. The third major pro for scheduling out your content is having actual downtime. If the last few years have taught us anything, it's that burnout is very much real and that we need downtime to recharge and make sure we're bringing our best foot forward in everything that we're doing. And by bulk scheduling your content, you can actually free up time for yourself to really just shut off and separate yourself from your business, from your presence, and from Instagram in general to allow you to recharge and continue putting the best piece of content out there, the best messaging, really coming at everything with a fresh perspective, ready to crush it. And I'm sure you've been there where you're constantly just working and it seems like you can't buy yourself any time. And doing this is one way to open up some more free time for yourself where you can actually just chill and maybe even have your own weekends again. That would be pretty sweet. And bulk scheduling is a great way to get some of those weekends back. The next huge bonus is the ability to post more often without forgetting or stressing about forgetting to post. Volume is a huge part of growing on Instagram. The more you post out there, as long as it's quality content, it's going to help you grow. So you want to remain as consistent as possible, posting as frequently as possible. But if you don't plan ahead, it can definitely build up a ton of anxiety and stress and even bring down the overall level of content as you're rushing and scrambling to get something out. But by planning ahead, you can set yourself up with a realistic posting frequency and actually visualize what that would look like and ensure that you're staying consistent with your output goals. This level of consistency will help your audience stay far more connected. It'll help Instagram help you to grow, and it will also give you a ton more feedback to your specific content to see what resonates with people and what doesn't. So you can do more of what's working and less of what's not. The next major pro to scheduling is it allows you to always post when most of your audience is online. And this is crucial for success on Instagram because the early momentum a post receives has a huge impact on how many people see the post overall. So you definitely want as many of your core followers to see your content as early as possible. And when you're planning your content ahead of time, you can make sure to actually post when people are online historically at that time. And within Flick's scheduler tool, we'll actually show you the specific times when most of your audience is online so that you can make sure to consistently be hitting as many people as possible. And you don't have to think about it. We'll actually tell you the specific times when the most amount of your followers are online, making this a no-brainer. Posting when the most of your followers are online will bring you more reach, more engagement, and a broader push to more people that aren't following you right now, which is massive for growth. So there's a ton of positives here. And by planning ahead, you don't even have to think about this. You can just consistently do it and we will help you do it. So at this point, I've talked up our scheduling tool enough. I'm sure you want to try it if you haven't already. And we want you to try it too completely for free. So if you use the link in the pinned comment and the description box, you'll get yourself a free week trial of Flick and all of our features, including the scheduler, so you can get your hands on it and really see all the benefits that we're talking about here in this video, what they look like for you and your content. So go ahead and use that link and sign up for a free week on us. The final huge benefit to planning your content ahead of time, which can't be understated, is the opportunity to create better captions and the better connection that having a better caption allows you to create with your followers and fans. Captions are absolutely crucial for your content, and too many people are sleeping on this opportunity. The people that are seeing your content, they're reading your caption. So for those of you out there that are just writing something mindless and really not thinking about it or putting strategy behind your captions, you're leaving so much on the table, and we cannot stress that enough. When putting your captions together, you want to be thoughtful of a few different things. You want to think about the message or the goal of the post. You want to think about including call to actions. You want to think about your brand voice, and you also want to think about optimizing the words that you're using to include keywords that you're trying to rank for or show up for when people search for this across Instagram. So all of these things can easily fall through the cracks when you're scrambling to get things out there. But when you're going ahead and doing this thoughtfully all at once, it's very easy to get into a flow while writing, especially on your laptop or desktop, to really make sure you're hitting all of these points. And we recommend creating yourself a little checklist to make sure you're hitting all of those core things, because that's what's going to make a caption far more effective. You want a very powerful tagline. You want to be consistent with your brand voice. You want to have effective call to actions. Make sure you're hitting the desired value or goal of the post, and optimize your captions and hashtags for relevant keywords to get your content pushed to more of the right people. Not to mention, by doing all of these ahead of time, you can actually make sure you're not making any spelling errors. You can make sure you're staying on brand and consistent. It just opens up a world of improvement opportunities for your captions, and we're confident you will see a ton of results from putting in the time and effort here. And if you do it all at once and you batch create your captions for your future content, it doesn't have to take you a ton of time because you know the exact points you're trying to hit. And by having a little checklist beside you, you can make sure you're crushing it every single time. And once again, if you do want more of a walkthrough of our Instagram scheduler feature, there's a video linked right in the card above where we walk through step by step exactly how you can schedule content using our scheduler. So at this point, you're now committed. You are going to consistently schedule your Instagram content ahead of time so that you can hit all of your goals and get all the amazing benefits that we've walked through in this video. And if you're looking to grow on Instagram and use the platform better, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we post weekly videos all about that, helping you to grow on Instagram and use the platform better. And one of the best ways to level up your presence on Instagram is through using stories in a strategic way to really connect with your audience. And a great way to do that is through story games. And we made an entirely dedicated video all about the best story games to get your core followers involved. And we've linked that right here. So go ahead and click that. This will help your story game improve dramatically and help you get more views on your stories as well. So go ahead and click this. I will see you over there, and we'll keep the conversation going. Keep crushing it on IG, and I'll see you over there. Peace.